Hey everybody, Motorpoet59 here. What about Justin Trudeau? Uh, Canada. For all of you who think you want to move to Canada, for all you conservatives who think that you want to get away from all this craziness and political crap in America, you better think again, because I've heard some of you talk about Canada. Do not move to Canada. Canada, as much as they try to pretty things up and put Christmas lights on it, everything is a socialist nation. It has a market economy, but it is a socialist government. And right now, Justin Trudeau is the epitome of socialism. Canada right now is the epitome of socialism. Justin Trudeau is taking pages right out of Joseph Goebbels' Socialist Handbook. Accuse others of the things you know you are before they have a chance to accuse you of them, and the public will listen to you because the public tends to believe the first thing they heard and the last thing they heard, not the thing in the middle. They don't listen to people defending themselves. They only listen to the accusations and the "see, I told you so's." That is classic socialist doctrine. And Justin Trudeau is practicing it right now. There is no free speech in Canada. They want you to think there is, but there isn't. There is no freedom of assembly, and they're proving that. Hey, should these truckers be allowed to block roads and stuff like that? No, they shouldn't. They shouldn't. People in America shouldn't be allowed to do that either. That is not a peaceful assembly. Even if you're not out there throwing rocks at cars or anything, that's not the definition of a peaceful assembly. The right to assemble and the right to protest things takes place on a common ground, not on a highway. People could get killed. People could be injured. You're interfering with the lives of private citizens who may or may not agree with what you're doing, and that you do not have the right to do. Now, the sad fact is that if this were some Black Lives Matter thing or some Native American thing or some special interest group doing something like this up there, nobody would be saying anything about it. It would be these are peaceful protests, even if they were burning down Toronto and Ottawa and Victoria. Nothing would be done about it. Nothing would be said about it. You wouldn't have that police chief out there talking about how he's going to clean up downtown and make it safe. There's nothing unsafe. There's been no violence involved in any of these protests. These people are just protesting, and the government is not going to allow them to continue to do it. And that is a travesty and a tragedy. But the simple fact is, Canada is not a free republic the way America is. They don't have those rights. If the state decides they want to shut something down or that they want to allow something to continue to happen, whatever, if the state makes that decision, it makes that decision regardless of what the people think or the consequences down the road. They don't care. They'll make that decision. And Justin Trudeau is doing that right now, and his lapdog police departments are following him right down the road. One of the good things in America is that many police departments refuse to follow that silliness that went on in the summer of 2020. Socialism and socialism. The progressives in America who talk about a gentler form of socialism, there's no such thing. You have socialist government or you don't. You can have a market economy. That's how the Scandinavians work. That's how Canada works. It's a socialist government with a market economy. You pay exorbitant taxes to live in Canada and to live in the Scandinavian countries for programs that most of those taxpayers won't be able to enjoy until they're either very sick, badly injured, or elderly. You can't have that kind of government doing that type of thing and call it a free country. Canada is not a free country. That's why I get pissed off when I hear people like Neil Young, and I could go on with a bunch of Canadians who piss and moan about the American system. Hey, you don't like it? Stay up there. Sell your albums up there. Star in your movies and your TV series up there. And leave America out of it and see how far you get. See how much money you make at that. You won't make any. Go pay your taxes in Canada. Even America is a step up as a tax shelter from Canada. Justin Trudeau is an idiot. And he reminds me of Gavin Newsom. That's exactly who he reminds me of. He is a scum scumbag, a slick-haired used car salesman, and he was elected for all the wrong reasons. It reminds me of when Bill Clinton was elected as president, and I don't remember what percentage of female voters that voted for Bill Clinton who said that they voted for him because they thought he was good looking, and it was a significant number. And hey, in the end, Bill Clinton ended up not being a bad president. He was a slick Willie for sure, but he ended up not being a bad president. He didn't do any damage as far as I was concerned. He actually signed some good things into law. Obama came along later and wiped all that out. But my point is, he was elected for the wrong reasons. He wasn't elected for his experience. He wasn't elected for his knowledge. He wasn't elected on a voting record. He was elected because he was charismatic. And he is. He's a charismatic guy. He really is. But you have to look beyond that. And when you look beyond that, you see the evil that is behind that facade. And the Canadians are seeing it now. I don't know the liberal to conservative balance in Canada right now. I don't follow Canadian politics because I don't care about Canada. I don't dislike Canada, don't dislike Canadians, but I don't care about what happens in their country right now because all I care about is what's happening to America. And this is spilling over into America. The American media is all about this. They're all on board with this because the American media doesn't support freedom of assembly when conservatives are involved. They proved that. They have proven that for the last 20 years. I don't know why people are surprised by it. I'm not, and I don't even really know that people are. But I'm unsure as to how the true American liberal Democrat feels about this. I think that they may be a little uneasy about this. The numbers for the Biden administration, the entire administration, not just Joe Biden, the entire administration are tanking right now. And that isn't all conservatives. The conservatives just don't have the kind of numbers to cause those kind of numbers for the administration. I think people are tired of it all. And hopefully there are Americans that are on board with this, the progressives, the snowflakes, the cream puffs, that believe in rainbows and unicorns. They don't see the reality of why these truckers are doing this, and they're doing it for the same thing that almost happened in America before the Supreme Court stepped in. The problem in Canada, they don't have a Supreme Court. And if he decides to start having these truckers arrested for simply assembling, like I said, hey, if they're sitting out there camping out on a highway, they need to be arrested. Detained? No. Arrest them, charge them, fine them, let them go. I don't know how the court system works in Canada, especially right now, but that's all that should happen to those people. Get them out of the way. Get them off the highway. But I don't think that is the bigger problem. The bigger problem to the liberals up there are the protests themselves. And right now, Justin Trudeau is using this protest by the truckers. They're blaming all of Canada's woes and ills on this protest. Canada was headed down the tubes anyway. Canada, their economy is not doing well. It hasn't been doing well for a long time, despite all the what you will hear in the American media about this great, strong Canadian economy. Canada relies on the United States of America for its economy, and that is the way it is. Canada is is Canada bigger than America? Square mileage wise, I think it is, but it has maybe a tenth of the population of America, so that doesn't work out for their economy. They have to have us. They have to have other countries too. They need to be involved in the geopolitical and the geoeconomic scene to survive, but they really count on us. And right now, I think they're getting ready to start alienating Americans. I know that they have already alienated all conservative Americans and certainly all truck drivers, families of truck drivers, and people who support truck drivers like me. I was a railroad guy, but I understand the importance of trucking in the economy of the United States. And it doesn't seem like Justin Trudeau understands that. Because he can have these guys arrested. He can break this stuff up, but that doesn't mean they're going to start doing their jobs. They're not just going to go climb back in their trucks. He's screwing things up. He's making things a lot worse. He's throwing fuel on the fire. And I don't believe he realizes that's what is happening. And his advisors must also not realize that's what's happening. And so I guess we'll see how this turns out. We'll see how it works out. I hope the truckers prevail in this. I don't know. What do you think about all this? Let me know in the comments below. Shoot me an email at motorpoet59@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content, and we'll see you all later.